Okay, 9:04. That is like the magic time when everybody decides to log on. Hi, Mike. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, sunny Monday. I was just saying I was in Rockland for the weekend and it is dreary and cold and foggy and wet down there. It's terrible. You get down to Auburn and it was really weird when I came home yesterday. As soon as I crossed the Nevada County sign at the Bear River, the sun shines. Good reason to sell houses in Nevada
Yeah,
County.
I'll help you.
Above the fog for sure.
She's
Um,
not. I think she's filling in up at the Grass Valley
you know
office.
what? Let me just mute Amanda. Okay, hi. So yeah, we're what into the second week of December now. And that article I sent out about a week ago, maybe it was even Friday, I don't know when it was, talking about we better be prepared in December to have some closings if we want to have closings, if we want to have closings early next year. So I thought, well, let's talk about some action plans, things you can do, friendly, warm things that can be done during this time of the month. I know a lot of people take this time off. When I was selling, especially in the Bay Area, I literally would take off almost the entire month of December. And then March would come and I'd be like, whoa, I can't pay my quarterly taxes. How come? And then I realized what I had done or not done 90 days before really highly affected me. So in our business, we always have to think backwards and go, oh, wow, what did I do 30, 60, 90 days ago in order to have a paycheck next, excuse me, next year? And Mike got to hear me talk a few weeks ago about he had an escrow that either canceled or something. And I said, oh, so you're unemployed. So if we don't have anything in the pipeline, we're unemployed. And that's a scary, scary thought when you're in real estate. So as a side note, you should always know what your strongest months are because you need to budget for those. Barb was on a meeting call with us a few weeks ago and she said, always put your money in the bank and then draw a paycheck. Draw like a regular paycheck just because you are your own entity, your own corporation. So put your $8,000 commission check in the bank and take whatever your salary is. Sometimes salary is just enough to get us through our monthly nut. Sometimes salary is, the monthly nut plus Christmas or whatever it might be. But think of your business that way. And then you won't be struggling to pay your quarterly taxes when you don't have a paycheck coming in, because that's a scary feeling. Um, Something I wanted to share, let me see if I can screen share this. You'll have to tell me if it shows up or not. Um, Here it is right here. Tell me, are you seeing the 7-day action plan? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Thanks. Thanks. Um, so this was something, I've got this, plus I've got a little ninja quick 2-minute video. So instead of me, talking so much, I thought I would share this 7-day action plan, and this could start immediately. Today's the reset day. It's Monday. Let's reset and start with reviewing your pipeline hot leads, setting your goals for the week, making 5 warm follow-up calls. That should be a pretty easy thing to do. And your micro goals can be calling 5 people I already know by noon. And then when we hit to Tuesday, we're going to focus on lead gen. And every day, and Paul Smith can attest to this, you can um, time block your calendar and you can say whatever time, 9 to 10 a.m., I'm going to do some new prospecting. And new prospecting, I'll let you guys talk about it when we get to that point, but it can be, reaching out to your social media. It could be reaching out to friends of friends. It can be going to the coffee shop and hoping to meet people when you've got your name tag on. There's just a multitude of ways you can do new prospecting. And then there's circle prospecting or neighborhood updates. That's for your farm or where you live. Hopefully, each of you circle prospects your own neighborhood so people know that you're in the business. Sending 3 personalized property reports. Those are really easy to do through Moxie. And there's your micro goals. Talk to three new people today. We go to Wednesday, marketing and social media, post a market update or educational piece, send 10 messages commenting on people's posts. That's an easy thing to do. Shelley's really good at that, by the way. And by doing what Shelley does, commenting on other people's posts, that actually brings their post to the forefront. So think about liking or commenting on posts, and that actually gets your sphere of influence higher interaction on their social media. Sending, let's see, prepping new listing photos or video, and your goal can be post a value-driven piece of content by 10 a.m. We hit Thursday, client care and CRM day. Touch everyone in your A category, write 3 to 5 handwritten notes, update your CRM tasks and timelines, and your micro goal can be update every lead's next follow-up date. And then Friday is business building. Preview 3 homes, check in with your lenders, inspectors, title reps, review upcoming buyer and seller appointments, and your micro goal is to preview your homes by 2 p.m. And Saturday, if you're working Monday through Saturday, which I wouldn't recommend you necessarily do that, you can cram some of the Saturday into Wednesday, or you can take Wednesday off and do your Saturday. But looking a light touch, one personal contact, check your open houses. I know, Paul, I'm going to call you out again. He's been doing open houses every weekend. I want to touch base with you on that. Engage in a community activity, and your micro goal is to reach out to a past client and check in. Sunday planning and prep for the following week. Um, I can, let me stop share that. I can send that to you if you guys want that in a PDF version, or whatever you want to do. So looking upon that, is that too much for anyone to think they can handle in a week's time? Is that asking a lot, or is that a pretty normal work day for you? Josh?
I would say that's pretty manageable. I think that it's good. It would be good for me to pick like a few things like that where it's just your circle and just your social media and that is your goal and everything else is extra. I think I can get a little bit like scattered where I want to do too many things. So I
Mhm.
think honing down and just making sure you cover those basics is very attainable and is
So
probably
instead of the squirrel version, you would say, this worked for me in the past. I'm going to work on this now.
yeah, and I think especially going into the holidays, I think returning to that your past clients and just checking in, that's something I probably don't do enough. That would be a really good move, I think.
Side note, who sends Christmas cards or Thanksgiving cards out to their clients?
I do.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch. And a pre-touch, a phone call touch might be calling the client and saying something about, hey, I need your address, or updating your email address, or just something. Say, I'm updating my database. Don't call it CRM because people outside of our business don't necessarily know what a CRM is. Tell them you're updating your Rolodex and you need their email, their phone number, whatever it might be, and then you send the card. Um, okay, so I didn't mean to cut you off, Josh, but I did. Um,
Nope, you didn't. I was I was done.
okay, good, 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 good. I know Diane, I don't know if you're wanting to chat with us today. Diane does her pop buys. We have to say that clearly, pop buys, not pop buys.
Yeah.
I might have made a pot buy. No, I didn't make a pot buy this weekend, but pop buys. Tell us about that and anything else you're doing at this time of year, Diane.
Well, this I like to bake, and as long as my energy is holding up, I'm gonna do two different kinds of biscotti and some ginger snaps, and I don't know, another kind of cookie, and I just bag them up and put a pretty ribbon on them and pop by and say Merry Christmas. Sometimes I throw candy in there. And then for my buyers this year, I ordered ornaments, Christmas ornaments that are a little house that has their address on it, and it says something like making new memories or whatever. And I take those around.
That is a fantastic idea. I love it. Do you get that from Personal Creations?
Personalization mall.
Okay. That is, I love that. Love it, love it. Um, Let me know what day you're going to do that, and I'm happy to come over and help you. Not the ornament thing, but your baking. I would love to come over. I love to bake.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love ginger snaps, are my favorite cookie.
Thank you.
Um, Paul Smith,
Yes.
what are you doing right now?
What am I doing right now? I'm on a Zoom call.
You're so literal.
I mean, I can just tell you kind of what I'm doing because you talked about the time blocking, and I literally have every hour of the day time blocked. But I've got, and as you can see, I'm doing my Christmas cards. I I kind of broke it down to three things. Like I do something on Canva 1 day a week. So my Monday's Canva, and right now I'm working on note cards, so I can make it really simple and quick and easy on note cards. Then I do on Tuesdays is my AI day, and I spend about half the day doing this stuff. And part of my AI is just role playing, as I was showing you the other day, where I role play with the AI. And I only do the role play probably for 10 minutes though, and it's actually really effective. And then the next day is buyers. I just focus everywhere I've got buyers because I've got them spread out all over the place, whether they in the MLS, whether they're in whatever programs I'm using. I probably got 5 different ones. So I'm trying to get everybody combined. Same thing with sellers. Sellers, I do follow up on listings and then I look for new business through sellers. And then Fridays is my social media day where I just work completely on social media and just try to come up with new ideas and new places to do social media. And backing up just a little bit on Tuesdays, I pick an open house. So I make sure I've got it in the MLS and it's been out there throughout the week. And then on Saturday mornings, I get to the office at 8 o'clock. I work until 11 o'clock and I do it in an open house from 11 to 1. Sometimes I'll get there early and I'll stay late depending on how active it is. I'd say on average at open houses, I probably get 5 buyers, something like that. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and maybe 1 or 2 real buyers out of it. So it's actually been really good. But in the open houses I found, I take 10 signs and I put out, as many as I need, but I really take the time to make sure I'm directing people to the open house. And it's worked well. But the main thing is just the time blocking, and not, so I'm acting like it's a real job and I have to be there at a certain time.
Acting?
Yeah.
No,
So
you were working it as a real job. You're not acting.
yeah, and I'll tell you, last year I didn't. I played a lot. I got hung up in some deals that I shouldn't have gotten hung up in. And this year I'm like super focused. So we'll see what happens.
So you totally get a gold star, and I should pay you for all that you just said. That was really awesome stuff.
Well,
That's a lot.
it'll see if it works for me. And then with Josh and Mike, we have our little group, which has been really good on Tuesdays. Just role playing is basically, and then, we just discuss what we're doing during the week and new things and so on and so forth. So it's kind of an accountability group is the way I feel because I feel like it's important for me to be there on time. So
I love it. Greg Sharp had an accountability partner through the Mike Ferry organization. And if they didn't meet, well, they would set their goals on Monday and they had a monetary, not an award, the opposite of award. They had to pay the other person X amount of dollars if they did not meet their goals by a certain date, like on Friday. And it got to the point where it was $1,000 penalty that they had to pay the other person if they didn't meet their goals. So guess what? They always met their goals. I mean, Greg would tell me because Greg, he's been one of our top guys for years and years. Greg meets with me quarterly and we go over his goals. And he would tell me the reason he hit those goals is because he had an accountability partner and there was money involved. So that's, you guys might want to think about that, Josh and Paul and Mike, at least
yeah,
donuts or something.
I have a problem with goals though. I never keep them. I start them every year. So I like habits and I'm trying to create habits now as opposed to goals. So
But you're time blocking and you're setting up what you're supposed to be doing, that's accountability right there. It doesn't have to be a goal where I have to make so much money or talk to so many people, but your goal might be to stay on your calendar,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Goals are different for everybody. And, it doesn't have to be $1,000. It can be donuts, that's the
Well,
reward for my
I would have,
grandson. My
I would,
grandson, all he wants is donuts. So
I would have lied.
that's what I did with Mike Fury when I had a coach. I just lied to my coach there. I paid him way too much money to get called out.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Hold on. I think I just did. Oh no, I'm okay. I thought I pushed a button wrong. Mike, what are you doing in December?
Uh, well, my December's actually been pretty busy so far. I mean, we're only a week in, but I reached out to my database and offered free photography for their Christmas cards.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I've been doing that on the weekends. And then I also got some other gigs with, like, I did the Nevada County Contractors Association Christmas party on Friday. I did the photography there and good networking. I was passing out my card like candy there and, taking pictures of the kids with Santa and stuff like that and family photos there. And then getting emails and phone numbers and saying, hey, if you want this, I can send it to you, and all those go into my database. So, um, I don't know, the photography thing, especially this time of year, it tends to be a little bit easier to reach out to people and offer that, and it's definitely a value add for them. So, I've been doing that.
That's totally outside the box. I love it, love it. But you know what? I just had this flash across my little brain. I want you to do this. I want you to order a sign that's either an arrow or a finger that says, "This is my realtor." And I want you, after the photo session, to do a selfie with them. And I
All right.
want that little sign pointing to you. This is my realtor with the whole family. And then
So
you're going to
this
post,
one,
yeah, that finger.
okay,
Yeah, that one.
okay.
And you're going to post that on social media,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
I
could
love
totally
that.
see you in the picture with the family.
Yeah,
This is my
love that.
photographer and my realtor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your goal.
Okay.
Grass Valley Signs will do that. So will what's the Real Graphics? So will somebody online too.
The problem is that there's only a short window
Yeah.
because it's like one of those things. I have another family coming up tomorrow evening, and after that, it's almost too late because you still have to order the cards, you still have to send them out and do all that stuff. But I have done well, tomorrow will be six families, and so yeah,
That's
it's
fabulous.
great. And then the Contractors Association Christmas party was great too. So I got some good contacts there, and I just barter with them.
I love
So
it. I love it.
yeah,
I love it. What about an extension? Just saying, hey guys, for those of you who weren't able to take me up on my offer, I'll just do one for you for winter, for Valentine's, for whatever.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want you to take away from your real estate job, but if that's enhancing your real estate, why not?
Yeah, I just found it as a value add. The other thing that I'm thinking about doing is my son's daycare. Um, I mean, obviously a ton of families there, and they have a little table out front that usually they use for flyers and the bill, and they put out stuff. And I was going to ask the owner if I can put out like a family gift bag, basically, from the Falconberries, and maybe it has my card or a magnet in there or something like that. So,
Shopping bag, something.
yeah,
That's awesome. Good job, Mike. You get a star like Paul.
yeah,
You
thanks.
guys are both Gold Star members today. Dee, what are
No,
you doing? No, you don't want to talk?
no.
You have a great background. What is that piece behind you? It's beautiful.
Oh, it's a Chinese cabinet.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Thanks.
Okay, you don't have to talk if you don't want to, but you're busy right now.
Oh, I got the seat of my pants.
Okay, you don't get a star for that. Oh, she's done. Okay. Volunteers, or should I call you guys out? Rachel, other than traveling,
Me?
other than you,
Other
Rachel.
than not working,
Uh-huh.
no, I'm constantly like pretty much I've played to my strengths. I go to a lot of events. I constantly am hosting people, kind of constantly out. Um, I'm trying to be more active on social media. That's been something that's been a goal for me for this upcoming year. And structuring time and time blocking. So in the morning, like I said, just time blocking. And what I'm trying to do is just better at outreach to my warm leads. I have like a lot of warm leads that I think I tend to just kind of put on the back burner. Um, so I'm trying to schedule time at least once a week to just sit and just crank out an email, just like a touch or throw out a listing. I'm I tend to be very feedback oriented, so I'm just like, hey, just throwing this out for feedback. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. A goal of mine this year is just trying to create stability. So I think structure, time blocking, social media. I do a Christmas card to everyone that I come into contact with. Um, Via email, and then all of everything. I do a lot of mailers even though I haven't gotten anything from them. And so I send out a New Year's mailer market update to all of the to the three areas that I farm.
I love it. And you said something similar to what Paul said. You kind of block all your stuff together like social media Friday. So every day has its own headline instead of, the 7-day action plan where you're doing 15 things. Oh, what do I do today? I think it might be easier to do what you and Paul are doing is just set aside each day for a very specific task. Because it doesn't matter if you make 20 contacts on Monday or if you make, 4 a day for 5 days, as long as you're making your contacts, right?
Yeah, for me, it's like because I'm similar, probably similarly, Mike. It's like, I have soccer, gymnastics, I
Mhm.
coach soccer, I do this, so it's really trying to be strategic about getting X amount of things done in X amount
Mhm.
of time. So yeah, I
Mhm.
think for me, what works is kind of that more time blocking and structure.
And combining family with real estate is a really big deal. I found that was one of my biggest successes in real estate was, I knew the kids, and then the parents knew me through the kids. If they could trust me with their kids, they could trust me with the real estate. Just really seemed to be a nice fit for me, whether it was soccer or volunteering in school or the carnival or whatever it is. And you guys, with the littles, all have that in common. Us oldies now have to figure out something else to do. Amanda, are you doing anything right now for a December reset or what are you doing?
Um, I'm scrambling a little bit because it's like Nutcracker Performance Week, and
Ah,
so it's just
okay.
like, um, so I love all of these ideas and I want to implement them. I
That
just
makes sense. Yeah.
right now.
Do your families know, your dance families know what you do for your other job?
I would say a lot of people do, and they're becoming more aware. And I put an ad in our program.
Oh, good.
So with just like my contact information, but just a message to, our dancers and our volunteers about like how proud I am of everyone as the artistic director and, all that stuff. So
Good.
hopefully I'm getting the word out a little bit, but I need to do that a lot more.
Take advantage of that audience. Again, they trust you with their kids and you do a beautiful job with them. So that will translate to your real estate as well, in their opinion. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
uh,
Diane.
yes,
Yeah,
Dee.
see, I'm interested in having you send me that list.
Okay, I'll send it
I
out with the link today.
I'm always trying to get organized, and I found this year that I have signed myself up. I'm very social. I belong to a lot of organizations. I'm always out there. Don't find time for a structured plan, and I'm trying to be more structured because it's it get it's hard. Well, anyway, I think this year I'm going to slow down on a lot of extra commitments that I had this year. I overloaded myself, and I'm trying to unwind some of that um, to be more structured in business. That's the
Sure.
best way I can explain it.
Well, sometimes it's better to say no, right?
Hmm. But I am social at a lot of organizations and events and so forth. So I'm out there personally, but I'm still not structured.
For you, Dee, rather than setting up your goals, why don't you set a goal to do some time blocking? I mean, I'm seeing Paul with his time blocking, and boy, every single day when I come into the office, Paul is there and he's working, and it's like, wow, this is awesome. Sometimes he's the only one in the entire office other than the staff, and it's like, oh yes, I love it. Because I think that's the key to productivity is to following a calendar, just like if I had a job as a payroll clerk at somewhere. I know coming in, I've got to clock in at 8 o'clock. I have to check my emails, then I have to respond to the emails, and I need to get time cards, whatever it might be. You have a job and someone else is paying you. So we need to do, like Paul said, pretend this is a real job, but don't pretend really do a real job. Um, and then you can get paid for it. Kind of
Yeah,
bottom
no,
line.
I like the idea. I've
Yeah.
been working on that for 20 years.
Did I mention that 20 years ago would be a good thing to do?
Well, we used to have a Coldwell Banker mortgage person that worked in the office,
Hmm.
and she told me that she does time blocking. I thought it was a great idea, and I've heard it for many times. It's a great idea. I just haven't scheduled myself to time block yet,
Yeah.
but I'm trying
Yeah.
to be more structured.
Carly, oh wait, Paul's on. Paul.
Oh, just to throw it out there, if anybody wants, I'll show them exactly what I'm doing. I'll spend 20 minutes or whatever and show you, and if it works, great. If not, at least you tried it. So,
Thank you for that. Carly, are you up for chatting?
Yeah,
What are you
I
doing?
I'm I really like this idea of time blocking like one topic per day because I recently read somewhere that it takes you upwards of between 15 and 20 minutes to transition from one task to another.
Wow.
So you're essentially like losing that much time in between, those transitions. So making sure that you are focusing on one thing, I think is I'm going to re-look at my time blocking because that's something that I do. And I've been focusing on social media lately. I've done had some filming days, and I'm stringing together some videos. But it's been a little difficult for me being below in the fog.
Being
and
homeless
and being
out of
homeless
Nevada County.
in Penryn, yeah. Um, yeah, so it's been, strange having to commute, 45 minutes into town to take care of things. So
Yeah,
hopefully we're going to be on the other side of this soon and I can just get it together.
good,
But
good.
yeah.
Outside influences sometimes just take over our lives, which they do. Shelley,
Good morning.
morning.
It's just interesting listening to you guys, and I think a lot, uh-oh, my battery's running low on my computer. I
Talk
think
fast.
a lot of what we do is kind of age related. Like Mike's got young kids, so his sphere of influence, like Rachel's, is different than what mine would be, or Diane Spooner's. But something I've done in the past, and I don't know if it really falls into the goal planning, but whenever I talk to prospects, I would always jot down, their interests and their likes. And like one lady was moving up here from the Bay Area and her kids wanted to be involved in Little League. So I went, this was back in the day when it wasn't just links you would send actual hard copies of brochures and information. So I just tried to be a resource above and beyond the lending job, just to be their go-to person. And they would call and say, hey, we're new to the area. Can I get the name of your vet? We've got a couple dogs, or I need a haircut. And that's a big deal for a woman to change hairdressers. And so I would just try and always be available for those vendors or those third party, things that they might be interested in. And if, maybe they didn't need a loan right away, but they would remember us and they'd have our cards. And so I still continue to do that and try and find out what moves people. Why are they moving here?
I love that. And when you're doing that, you can be jotting down their important dates, their birthdays, and then you can send them birthday cards
Right.
and their house anniversary. Something I got
Right.
the other day from Jason at Placer Title was a 6-month anniversary email from an escrow that closed 6 months ago saying, hey, reach out to this client today. It's 6-month anniversary. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very
Well,
cool.
we're so tech oriented, and now, like I said, now we just send links, but it's a little bit impersonal for, not to stereotype, but older people sometimes want something tangible. They want a brochure. They want to know about the area. And if you ever go down to the chamber, there's a wealth of information and cards and brochures and flyers that you can pick up and sort of match whatever that, vendor is doing to your client's needs, and send a little package with a note, and then they'll remember you.
I love that idea because it's so not the norm today. So you're going to stand out, right? You get an envelope in the mail that's this big. You're like, whoa, what could that be? It's not, some kind of a junk letter. It's actually hand addressed and a real stamp. And people get, I love when I get that kind of stuff. I'm so excited to be getting Christmas
Yeah,
cards.
it's not for everyone, but everything, just the emails just get lost in the shuffle. If people don't open that email right away, it's going to go down in their email box and their inbox, and they're probably not going to get to it.
Agreed. Good stuff. Hillary, do you want to weigh in at all? I don't know if you're able. How about you, Blake? I know I heard Rigsy in the background, so maybe not. Okay. Good time of year with the littles, both Hillary and Blake, to be doing what. Wait, hold on. Is someone in the chat? Nope, you're not. Doing things like Mike and Rachel and Josh are doing with kids and letting people know this is what I do. This is the job I get paid to do. I can't talk over a loud 2-year-old. You're a little feral boy. I understand that. We have a feral one too. Okay, that was good information, you guys. That took up, 37 minutes. Good timing. Let me throw something here at you, which is just kind of strengthening what we just talked about. Let's see if I can find it. No, it's not there. It's on my desktop. Share my desktop. Nope, you don't want to see my desktop. Oh, there we go. Okay, are you seeing this YouTube screen?
Blank, yes.
Okay.
Hey friends, Jessica Mayer here with your 2-minute ninja
Hold on, let me blow this thing up. There we go.
action tip. Let's be real. The market's been a little unpredictable. Rates are high, but slowly coming down. Buyers are cautious, sellers are hesitant, and no one really knows what to expect. It's tempting to call it a wrap for the year. But you know what? That's exactly when a true ninja leans in. Ninja selling always reminds us, focus on what you can control. And what you can always control is your mindset, your relationships, and your flow. So here's my challenge to you. We're going to focus on a favorite, the 8x8 campaign, but giving it a ninja twist for the holidays. I'm going to call it your holiday 8x8. 8 intentional touches in 8 weeks, designed to keep you in flow, stay connected, and finish the year strong. Here's what it looks like. Week 1, send a heartfelt handwritten holiday note. Not a generic one, make it personal. Week 2, Pick up the phone, call just to check in. No agenda, no market stats, just connection. Week 3, drop off a small gratitude gift, maybe some homemade cookies or a coffee card. Week 4, send a quick real estate review, not to sell, but to serve. Week 5, share a local holiday or charity drive. Be the connector in your community. Week 6, record a short video about the current market and what you're optimistic about for January. Week 7, write another thank you note, this one just for friendship. And week 8, start the new year with a happy new year wish and an invitation to dream big as they begin 2026. By the time you finish, you'll have created deeper, more authentic contacts and relationships, the kind that turn into referrals naturally. Remember, ninjas don't chase business. We attract it through connection, gratitude, and consistency. So instead of calling it the slow season, call it your season of intention. Double down on relationships, lead with heart, and watch how January greets you, not with scarcity, but with opportunity. You've got this, ninja. Now go create some magic with a holiday 8x8.
Cool stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of goes on the back of what we just talked about during, the month of December. But if you keep that going, it'll keep your business flowing. There's something that brought to my mind. I know. She talked about a little market video. Just if you're going to do a quick video, I know some of you really don't like to do that. Remember, if you're going to do a video, it doesn't have to be of you talking. You can actually have pictures in the background. You can talk with statistics. You can, if you're not comfortable being in front of a camera, don't be in front of a camera, but at least your voice can be. But it reminded me of something this morning at the gym. One of the girls after class said to me, "Do you follow so and so in social media?" And I said, and it's a realtor she was talking about. And I said, "No, I actually don't." And she said, "I just thought it was an odd post that she made this weekend." She was, and some of you may follow this person, you'll recognize it. She was putting forth, if you're writing an offer on an $850,000 house, don't hesitate. Do it right now, because if you buy it today, here's your mortgage rate, $4,200. But if you wait until January and when the prices go up or whatever it might be, your mortgage is going to go up to $4,500. Well, my trainer said to me, "Okay, Diane, who is she even trying to touch in that video?" She goes, "How many people are looking at $850,000 houses as your average buyer?" She said, "Is that your average buyer?" And I said, "No, our median price in Grass Valley is 540." And she said, "Don't you think she would have reached a greater audience if she would have focused the market on the median price and the median mortgage?" So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. When you're putting information out there, don't necessarily do a teaser, but do what's realistic. The $850,000 buyer isn't your everyday buyer. Maybe your 500 isn't either, but if you focus on something that's not a $4,500 mortgage payment, I think you'll get a little more traction. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in there today. If you're doing any market statistics, be aware of your audience. Okay, so we are approaching the end. Any other comments before we let Shelley do a mortgage market update for us? Any requests, any comments? Hey, Paul Smith, question for you. Do you think the AI role playing is something that could be done over Zoom? Did he get up and leave? Who's in the office? Paul Smith, where are you? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that would be a good Zoom meeting if Paul showed us how he does the AI role playing?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's in all honesty, me personally, I like the Tuesday morning being there face to face, because it's not just AI, giving AI responses. It's what we talk about, sorry, I have a race car kid going around the house right now. So if you hear that, what we really talk about is if we go through the role play and then we can discuss what we did like, what we don't like, what we do, what we don't do, and why. Um, the AI, I did it a little bit this past week, and it's good. It's good for like in the car, right? Because I mean, I feel like I'm driving constantly. And one of those things was, it's you're talking to your car basically as a buyer or whatever else, or trying to handle objections or have AI. I mean, AI can do so much. It can be the agent and you're the buyer or the seller with the objections, and it'll give you that, or vice versa, which is good. And I think that we might be able to do it over Zoom. It would just be somebody sharing their chat GBT on a Zoom call.
Well, and I could do that. I mean, I wasn't suggesting that you guys not do yours, but I was thinking for everyone here to be able to learn how to do it, that might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, Paul Smith, if you are listening, maybe we can chat about doing that at another meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's just as an example, when I'm using AI, I'm getting a little weird about it, quite honestly, because I'm starting to talk to it like it is a person.
Like it's
But I
one of
do
your
it all the
kids.
time. But as an example, we were in our last little meeting with Mike and Josh, we were talking about the BRBC and how to explain it to somebody, because it's actually pretty detailed when you think about it. But I mean, I can show you right here if you can see this. I did this through I think it was ChatGPT. It was an AI program, and you can't use everything, but it always comes up with good points. And even when you're if you're role playing, you can tell it to be something, like be aggressive or be, as Mike was saying. So I'm a big believer in it.
Awesome. Well, let's maybe do that at our next meeting. It'd be kind of fun. We can work it out together. Okay, Shell, you're up.
I wanted to add on to a little bit of that marketing strategy. And I think as different ages, we have different likes and needs and different age kids and sphere of influence. And one thing that I've found, if you guys are involved in any kind of either community events or if you're on a soccer league or a baseball team or what have you, everybody that you come in contact with is a potential client. And at my age, it's mostly their children. So that's kind of a new thing for me. And for instance, I play a lot of pickleball and I'm always listening. There's one gal that made mention that her son was trying to buy a house. So we're going to get him pre approved. Another gal is completely pre approved. They're downsizing, selling from Nevada County, buying down in Lincoln Hills, completely pre approved with somebody down there. And we started chatting. She said, I'd rather use somebody I know. So I've got her pre-approved. So no matter where you are, even if you're feeling like, gosh, I should be working, we're kind of always working. There's just that work-life balance. So that's just something I try and pay attention to. Anyway, the rates. Anybody's guess. The rates are feds are meeting on Wednesday. There is now supposedly a 90% chance that the federal funding rate will likely be reduced by 0.25, 25 basis points. That does not necessarily mean the mortgage rates will follow. This morning we were quoting 5 7/8 at one point, and those rates are already up in the last hour. So it's so much uncertainty. My advice is to make sure your buyers just get over the rates. We can't control them. The only thing we can control is getting them into a house so they can start building equity and refinance later. My guess is rates are going to hover between 6 to 6.25, probably all of next year is what I'm hearing. So there's no point in waiting it out.
So suck it up and deal with that $4,500 a month mortgage.
Well, probably something closer to 3,500.
That's a healthy chunk, isn't it, Shell? A quarter point.
No, that's the minimum they would adjust.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they adjust as much as half, but
yeah.
And they could. There's so much uncertainty. And a part of the problem is when the government was shut down for so long, all those economic indicators that the feds need to make informed decisions trickled in late. They're just now coming in. So that's why 3 weeks ago, I said there was a 50% chance of a rate reduction. This morning, they're saying a 90% chance. So we shall see.
But again, it
We just
doesn't
don't want
necessarily.
our buyers to continually get hung up
Yeah.
on interest rates.
And I think people are finally realizing that the federal funding rate doesn't necessarily directly relate to mortgage funding rates.
No.
But it spurs confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
All right, guys, good information. I think is tomorrow business meeting day. I should know this.
Yes, it is.
And I'm trying to.
No,
No,
next week.
next week. Yeah. Yeah, next week is business meeting, and I don't know who our speaker is, but I'll find that out, or Lisa will let you know. So this week though, Christmas party on Friday. It's going to be fun. Grass Valley Brewery, casual. But I did buy some gold pants. I was at La Ti Da and Becky says, "You need some gold pants for your Christmas party." I said, "No, I don't. It's casual." She said, "Yes, you do." So I got gold pants. So if you weren't planning on coming just to see the gold pants. Blake said, "My mom bought those too." Oh my God, are we going to wear them together? Oh, I better have a conversation with her. Thank you, Blake. So anyway, Friday Christmas party. Thursday, Jordan Levine at Nevada County Association of Realtors doing his annual update. He's the chief economist for CAR. Good information. Jordan's good. He is actually coming in person because he loves Nevada County. He likes to bike or something here. I don't know. But yeah, please come to that so you can give that information to your clients.
This is Shelley.
I think that's it. Okay, let's see me
Hi.
mute her. Okay, bye everybody. Have a great day. Working from home if you need me, holler. Thanks for all your input today. See ya.
Thanks.